Okay, I want to make this video to show you how to use Google Drive to share documents. Maybe that's not the right way to say it. To make documents into links. One of the things that I like best about Google Drive, when people think of Google Drive, they think of collaboration, they think of multiple people working on a single document, and it does all of those things, and that's really great. But as a teacher, what I found is most of the time when I use Google Drive, sharing stuff with students, I don't really want them to edit the stuff that I do, but I do want them to see it, and I want to be able to link something. And Google Drive does a fantastic job with that. And one of the primary ways that I use Google Drive is I take all kinds of documents I have and I load them into Google Drive, and then I share them with students in the way that they can view them. And what that allows me to do is basically link anything I have. Now this becomes important because there's a lot of cool documents out there that maybe would be hard to attach, say, to an email, or there's a lot of good reasons why you might want to link something, and so it just gives you this ability to take any of your documents you have and make them into quick links. And so I'm going to show you how to do this on a PowerPoint, but really you could do this with any document. This becomes especially useful when you have large PDFs that are multiple pages that would just be really cumbersome if you tried to, that you couldn't attach via email, and they'd be really cumbersome if you tried to make them into attachments. And so the first step is you're going to need to upload whatever you have into Drive, and it does not have to be a Google document. So what I'm going to use today are my Chapter 29 notes from World War I. And it's a pretty large PowerPoint document. It's got 35 slides on it. It's mostly images. I usually do notes in Word and in picture in PowerPoint. And again, this is not a Google document. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to upload it, and then I'm going to link it onto my website. So the first step is uploading the document. To upload a document, you get into your Drive. If you've never been there, you click the Apps menu and go into Drive, and so that brings you to this page. And your Drive can be set up by files or by recent or whatever. I've got mine set up into folders. I click Upload. I find the file on my computer. So on this one is Chapter 29 Notes. I click it. I've got my Google Drive set to ask me each time when I upload something whether I want it converted or not. And the default setting for Google Drive is to not convert a document. So in other words, when you upload a PowerPoint, it leaves it as a PowerPoint. Alternatively, I could choose Convert, and it's going to take my PowerPoint and make it into a Google presentation, which is their version of PowerPoint. And so sometimes it's beneficial to convert things, sometimes it's beneficial to leave them as is. If I'm just sharing something that I want people to see and not edit, it's probably best that I not convert it. So I've got this set not to convert, and then if I want to, I click it. So I would click Start Upload, and I'm not actually going to upload this because I already have this, so I'm going to cancel. But this is what it looks like, and it goes to upload. When you're done, you should see it. You'll see it as a link over here that you can click on, and then you can also see it in your Drive, and of course you can put it in whatever folder you want. What is important for our sake is we upload it, we click on it. Now when you put something into Google Drive, the weird part about Google Drive is everything is on the internet, and yet when you create a document in a Google Drive or you upload a document to Google Drive, it's private. So even though it's on the internet, you're the only person who can see that, which is kind of a trip. And so in order for your students to see this, in order for you to make this into a link that someone can use, you're going to have to change the settings from private to public. And so the way that you do this is you don't even have to open the document. You can click in the Google Viewer, and if you open the document, you're going to get, it's going to look a little different. It's going to look like this. So that's what it looks like if you open, and you would go to Share. If you are just looking at it in the Google Viewer, then it's going to look like this. You also go to Share. It looks a little different, and you notice it says Private. Now, of course, one of the things that you're going to have to do here, the first thing is change from private. So you go anyone with a link. Now again, going back to that collaborative thing, when you want someone to collaborate and be able to edit something, then you share with specific people. But if you don't want them to edit, then but you do want them to view, Then you click anyone with the link or public on the web. What's the difference? Well, anyone with the link means anyone who you give the link to can click it, but it's not going to show up on public internet searches. If you do public on the web, somebody somewhere could type chapter 29 notes and somehow my notes would pop up. I usually choose anyone with the link. I mean, I don't need people looking at my stuff, but it's not a huge deal. I mean, so anyway, this is important. Access, can view, can edit. Notice the default setting is can view. I have noticed that about 95 times out of 100 when I'm using Google Drive to share things with people, I don't actually want them to edit it. And so I find that sharing, anyone with the link, this is something that's really, really great because it allows them to see my stuff, but it doesn't allow them to edit it. So I'm just going to leave that on there. Now when I click save, what it does is it gives me a link. And this is important because you can use this to link your document anywhere you want it. So let's say I want to put this document in my Chapter 29 notes page in World History, so on my Google site. So I go into Edit, and if you've never seen that before, it's that's pretty simple. You click the pencil. Didn't like this saving stuff. There we are. So I would click Edit. Then I go down here, and I've decided I want to put it down here. Links for extra understanding. Notice I've written Chapter 29's notes presentation, so I will highlight that. That's the title I want it. Go up here, click link. I could also do insert and link, but why bother? There's a shortcut. Now, when you first click the link, the default setting is your site's page. But if you simply click web address down here, and the way to remember this, if it's on site, you want this, and then you can choose something from your website. If it's off site, you want web address. So you click down here. I'm going to paste that link in. I click open this link in a new window. So now if someone were to click on this, it's going to look like this. And then they can choose to download this as a PowerPoint. They can print it. They can do a lot of things there. It's got quite a bit of choices for them what they want to do with this. But what's nice is this takes up no memory on my website. It's simply a link, and they can click it. Now, another easier way to do this would be to just attach the file down here. And what I find is oftentimes I do both. I do the link and I attach the file. Although the longer I do this, the more I wonder why I still attach these files, because if someone can click the link, they can automatically just download this as whatever they want. So, but again, this is a really important function because what you can do is by uploading all this stuff into Google Drive and sharing this, you can make any document you have as a teacher into an immediate link that you can put into an email, that you can embed into your website. I mean, it just is I find myself using this so much that my Google Drive has really become an integral part of what I do as a teacher. So that was just the simple way to make something into a link. And again, here what we use is a PowerPoint, and we embedded it in our website, but you could embed that link anywhere and you could use it anywhere. So there's an example of how to upload your documents into Google Drive and then to share them and link them out so you can give them to anyone in a really easy format for them to use. So hope you found this video helpful. And I'm writing up the article. This is part of an article I'm writing up on how to embed how to put presentations on your Google site. So I'll have more information there, and I think I'll link that on my description of my YouTube video. So have a nice day.